Hi, my name is William Oliver. You guys can call me Tony. I'm from Shoreline, Washington, about 20 minutes away from Seattle. In case you guys want me to talk about my childhood, I was raised by my grandmother and my father. My grandmother was a big influence in my life, teaching me about art, fashion, culture, music, so most of my inspiration comes from her. I got into design by the age of 5. I took a pair of slippers and a button and just started sewing by myself and haven't stopped since then, so I'm kind of a self-taught designer. I think I should be on Project Runway because number one, I'm motivated. I like working under pressure and fast pace and intensity. Um, and I have a drive. I have to do this. This is something that I work on and do every single day nonstop. And I can't imagine my life without it. I would say that my design aesthetic would have to be something edgy and punk rock, but yet classic all at the same time. I do a lot of my own hand beading and crystal work as well. So it's just like one of the pieces where I lay down each individual crystal. And then in regards to the beading, don't mind the words, but yeah, it does say fashion on it. But I bead each one all and sew all individually by hand. So I'm very meticulous in all of my work and all of my crystal work. But I like pieces that mix and match. This one I did some Tambien beading on, so I don't know if you can see every single little bead and stuff that I did on this beautiful little dress. And I would have to say that my influences are, I really love Chanel and I love watching like the YouTube videos where they have their ateliers sitting there and they are beading and doing all these little like intricate work and stuff, and I just find it so fascinating and I love doing that kind of work with my hands. At the same time, I know you guys probably want to see my workstation, so to let you know, I live in a tiny apartment and my darling, wonderful husband actually cleared out the whole entire dining room so I have my own workspace. So over here right at this current time, let me show you a sketch here of what I am working on. I am working on a sheer organza material A-line skirt with frills all over, and then I'm going to be working on a poofy top, and I'm thinking about probably doing some kind of fiber optics or some kind of sound activating light that goes through, so it's kind of futuristic and funky. I kind of tend to go all over the place and just how I feel at the time with each of my collections. So this is currently the skirt that I'm working on right now, and I'm doing all the single individual layers. Some of them are zigzag stitched, and then some of them are also serged. So the pieces that are zigzag will free just a little bit over time, giving it that kind of distressed look, which is what I want at the current time. I also laid out all my sketches of what I'm working on, what collection, and how I want them to be presented in order on the runway. So these are all my sketches that I drew myself. So at this current time over here at my sewing machine, I'm actually working on a strip right now, and I'm doing a single zigzag stitch going through. And then afterwards, I will shush it, and then I will attach it to the skirt, and I will sew it on there and just do each layer by layer until it's done. And then the top part, I'm thinking about maybe doing an elastic band. And also, yeah, an elastic band, and then I need to serge the back of it to keep it closed so the back will not fray. So here's like one strip right here. I would work with my serger right now, but she's getting a little finicky, and that's kind of one of my weaknesses that I've put on the application. So I would love to learn a little bit more how to get that to work in the right order. Right now I'm going to go ahead and just shush all of this together. So I do a forward stitch and a back stitch first, and then I start shushing all my material in, which is kind of a long process, but I can go faster.
Isn't your one up as sugar?
Off, tighten the machine, and voila. Now it's all cinched together, so I can go ahead and start attaching to the skirt, but in the meantime I'm going to cut off my little tail threads because we don't want those. And we'll go back over here to where I started and cut this off as well. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skirt off here, because I already have it pinned, and we are going to move it over to the workstation. This is the actual pattern that I measured out and drew by hand for the A-line skirt. So I use tissue paper, sometimes I use interfacing, just whatever works. And so I put the front cut 2, but this is also the same for the back, so I just reverse it. And then I have the full line, so you know where to cut everything. Also at the same time for the poofy sleeves, I have just a regular standard sleeve pattern that I cut out of muslin, and I attach it to the sheer organza. And what I'm going to do to make it more poofy is I'm going to add extra width around here so I can cinch it and pinch them individually, and then sew it, and then I'll add it onto the shirt when it's done. So I'm going to move all of this stuff that is in the way here, and I'm going to lay out my skirts flat, make sure it's nice and flush. I'm going to add a weight so it doesn't slip because it's very slippery material, and then I grab my pins. Lay this out a little bit at a time. So if you want to bring the camera closer so they can see what I'm doing, I kind of just lay it out a little bit, and I'm going to be, this part is going to be inside the machine, and this part is going to be where I'm going to stitch it on the machine. So I want to make sure that all of my pins are going to be facing with the pin head towards me, so they're easier to take out while I sew on the machine. And this is a little time consuming because you gotta make sure that the part you sewed previously is down and this part overlays on top.
And stop. Go.
And here we are a little bit later with it all pinned and ready to be zigzag stitched on the machine. So I'm gonna take it over there right now. So excited. Anytime I create anything, I just get very, very excited. I love how you just come up with an idea and a concept, you sketch it out, how you want to pattern it, and then you just put it all together. And then just to see it visually on a dress form is one thing, but to see an actual model, it's just amazing. So I'm going to make sure that these are
60 seconds.
Both aligned. Take this little pin out here, and I'm going to make sure that this fabric is taut and even. That way, in. Next pin out. Make sure it's taut. And I just keep going from there.
And pop.
And we're on our mark, almost out of time, so before I forget, I just want to show you guys really quickly just my hand embroidering, kind of cutesy and everything like that. And then on top of that, my awards 3 years ago, I won Collaboration Month. This is when I first started. I made actual garments out of trash bags and recyclable materials, and people thought it was latex and vinyl, but that's not what it was. And then this past year I won Designer of the Year. So anyways, it's a great honor, it's a privilege, and